How is everybody doing today? Hey, Charmaine. Hey, LaQuanda. Thank you guys for joining. I'm trying to multitask, so I'm going live on Instagram, YouTube, and my Facebook pages all at the same time. So, wanted to just make this live tonight. As you guys know, I always like to do. If you can hear me, go ahead and press 1 so that I can see your comments and know that you guys can hear me. So if you can hear me, go ahead and press 1. I have gotten so many calls about this very topic. So I had to go live about this. Okay, so please, if you can hear me, go ahead and press 1. Press 1, press 1. All right. Give you guys just a couple more seconds and we can get this party started. Hey, Kenyatta. Hey, Latasha, Charmaine. I'm going to say your name wrong, Miss Andrews. Thank you guys for tuning in and letting me know that you can hear me. I appreciate that. Let me get my screens adjusted here so we can get this party started. First of all, I need you guys to share this live. So go ahead, don't be selfish with this information. Go ahead and click share. Okay, Alicia, go ahead and click share. Okay, because I promise you, anybody that has a child is going to want to know this information. Also, if you guys have not joined my contest, Taxmaster Plus is giving away money literally every day for small, simple tasks. I posted a challenge today on my personal page, but all you need to do, and I'm going to put it in the chat, is go to my Instagram page, the I Am Tiffany Murphy. All you have to do is like the very last post that I had on my page. Like it and tag 3 people on the Instagram page. And then come back over to my Facebook page and put done. That's it. And then tomorrow I'm going to give away $50 to whoever does that right. And whoever, if only one person does it right, then that one person is going to win. Yesterday, Trisha Breeze won our $50 contest. So she received her $50 Cash App today. And so the next contest, again, all you have to do is go to I Am Tiffany Murphy on the Instagram page. And then once you get there, just like my last post. I can't remember what that post was about, but just like that last post and tag 3 people. And then come back over to my Facebook page where I posted the challenge. It'll say Christmas giveaway number 2 and just put done, letting me know that you're done. Easy, easy, easy. Trisha was the only person that followed directions yesterday, so she got the $50. So it's really, really not hard. You just have to read and just have to follow directions, okay? All right, so can everybody hear me? Give me some thumbs up, give me some likes so we can go ahead and get started. Y'all, I'm so excited to be back live. Those of you who follow my page, you guys know I had a chemical peel. So my face was looking busted for like a week. And I'm still kind of peeling right here, but I'm looking decent enough for me to go live today. I think I look all right. That skin is popping. So if you guys can hear me, give me some thumbs up, give me some likes so we can get started. All right, so let's talk about it. So, what is this $8,000 child independent care credit? I probably had, thank you, Easter. That's that MAC lip gloss girl. I probably had 5 or 6 people call me this week. Is it true we can get $8,000 more on our tax refund for having a child that goes to daycare? Is it true we can get an extra $8,000? So tag Tag. I should see everybody in my comments tagging somebody. Right now, I need you to stop where you are. Tag 3 people so that they can see this. Tag 3 people and share this live, okay? All right, here we go. So the child independent care credit is a credit that's been around for years, right? But due to the new tax law changes, this year they made some changes to that credit. Thank you, Taisha. Taisha following direction. Thank you, Ms. Andrews. Yes, 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 yes. Or Alicia Stallworth. Oh, no, you tagging Alicia. Yes, tag those people. Tell them to come on in here. Shakitra, Gracia, Megan, Shadina, all of y'all. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So the child independent care credit is something that's been around for a while, right? But up until now, you only received a portion of that back. So let's just say you paid $3,000 in child care. You might have gotten an extra $200, extra, something. And it depended on your income, right? So, in order to receive credit on your taxes for child independent care credit, you have to have a qualifying dependent. It's not for everybody, right? For a qualifying dependent, you have to have somebody that lived with you for more than 6 months. You got to have proof that they live with you, some school records, food stamps, Social Security, disability, something, right? They have to have lived with you. Okay. Now, this credit is for someone who has paid for child care expenses for a child that is, well, let me rephrase that because it's not just for a child. That's the first thing I need you guys to know. So, the people who are able to use this credit must be either number one, you have to have a dependent who is under age 13. Number two, you could have a spouse or someone you are related to that lives in your house and you're paying for dependent care for that individual. But it has to be like, for example, if it's your spouse, it will have to be because that person is mentally or physically able to care for themselves, physically unable to care for themselves, I should say. So let me just break it down in simple terms. If you're claiming the credit for your spouse, they can't dress themselves. They need somebody to help them with feeding. They got mental disability, physical problems, special needs, right? If you have a child, that child doesn't have to have any of those things. They just have to be under 13. Okay, does that make sense? You guys with me on that? Thank y'all for tagging people. Yes, keep tagging. Tag, 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 tag. So you could either be taking care of your child who is under 13 or a family member or a spouse who is mentally or physically disabled. So maybe you're paying someone to care for that person, right? That would be considered an acceptable expense. So up until now, only a portion of that credit was given to you. But now they're actually giving you 50% back. 50% of whatever you paid in child care or dependent care credit. That's why it's called a child and dependent care credit. Because you can have a dependent that's not a child if they're mentally or physically disabled, right? So it's called the child and dependent care credit. You're getting 50% back of what you paid in. 50% up to $8,000. So if you have one dependent, you can receive up to $4,000 refundable. If you have two or more dependents, doesn't matter if you got 5, doesn't matter if you have 6 children, you can still receive up to $8,000 in dependent credit, dependent care credit. So let's see who was listening. Now, I told you guys it's 50% of what you spent. So who can answer this magic question? I want you to type in the chat. If you are to receive an $8,000 refundable credit, refundable means, let's say your refund without child care was $5,000, right? But now you've paid whatever you needed to pay in child care and you're receiving an additional $8,000. Yes, your tax refund could be $13,000. It could go from $5,000 to $13,000. But in order for you to receive that credit of $8,000, type in the chat, how much money would you have to have paid in daycare and child care or dependent care expenses? That's the kicker. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just get the 8,000. But remember, I told you, you get 50% of what you paid. Bam, Miss Andrews, Shamira, boom, shaka, laka, boom. You are absolutely right. So in order for you to get that $8,000 refundable credit, you would have to have 2 or more children and have paid a minimum of $16,000 in child care. Because y'all know I'm a former special ed teacher. 16,000 divided by or times 50% or divided by 2, however you want to do it, is $8,000, right? So you would have had to pay $16,000 in child care to get $8,000 in credit. Now, if you have one dependent, you can receive up to $4,000 in refundable credit. So type in the chat on that one. How much would you have to have paid in child care to receive the $4,000 refundable credit for one child? How much would you have to have paid to receive the $4,000 refundable credit if you have one dependent? Absolutely, Easter Shamira. Yes. You would have had to have spent $8,000 in childcare to receive the $4,000 refundable credit. Now, here is the kickers, okay? If you understand that, give me some thumbs up, okay? I think everybody's pretty much understanding it. You get 50% of what you paid. One child, you get a max of $4,000. 2 or more children, you get a max of $8,000. But you have to have spent twice that amount because you get half of that in credit. So who qualifies? If you make more than $125,000, right? If you make $125,000 or more, that credit starts to phase out. So instead of 8,000, you might get 7,000, 6,000, 5,000. You know, it just depends on your adjusted gross income. So once you start making $125,000 a year, that phases out. So you're not going to get that full 4,000 or you're not going to get that full 8,000 if you paid those amounts. Now, granted, everybody's not going to pay to get exactly 4,000 or exactly 8,000. No, that's just giving you guys just a figure, you know, just for calculation purposes. But I highly doubt anybody's expenses will be exactly $8,000 so that you can get a $4,000 credit. No. And if it is, that definitely sends up all kind of red flags to the IRS. Now, once you make $438,000 a year, you don't qualify for this credit at all. Okay. So here's what you need to get this credit. Well, for one, we got to know who did the child care. You got to have the child care provider's name. That could be a daycare company, or it could be the person who provided the child care services outside of your home. Their address, their EIN number, or the social security number of the person keeping the children. Now, keep in mind, that person that kept that child cannot be someone you file on your taxes. So don't even try and say, oh, my mama keeps my kids, but your mom is your dependent on your tax return. Not gonna fly, right? You can't say, well, I pay my baby mama, so I'm gonna use that as credit because she watches the kids. No, it can't be their parent. Can't be their parent. It can't be a spouse, and it can't be, it just has to make sense. It can't be your mom, your spouse, your parent, and they live in your house. So you can't say, my mom lives in my house. Now, if you pay your mom and she lives somewhere else, yeah, that's fine. But it can't be your mom. Well, I take that back. It's not necessarily that she has to live in a different house, but you can't be claiming her as your dependent and saying that you're paying her to take care of your kids. She can't be your dependent and you're getting child care. No, not at all. Absolutely not. And typically, somebody, most of you guys are not paying your parents. Well, some people may. Some people may. So I can't even say that. But I'm going to post a link down in the chat too, so you can read up on all of this as well, so you can get a better understanding of the whole credit. I just dropped that down there too, so you guys can see it. Um, but that way you can get it straight from the IRS. You can read it yourself and see exactly what they're saying. Now, let's be real, right? In 2021, a lot of people were unemployed. A lot of people were not working, right? Yes, Shamira. Yep, that person would have to claim that as income on their taxes. That's a very good question. And that's going to get a lot of people caught up this year because in your mind, you're probably thinking, some people may be thinking, I pay my mom. Well, whenever you put that credit on your tax return, you have to give that person's EIN or that social. And when you put that on that tax return, you're saying, I paid them $5,225 to take care of little John John. Well, the IRS is like, well, we see that they gave her this form saying that she's paid $5,225 to keep little John John, but why has grandma not filed that on her taxes? So absolutely, yeah, it would. And that also messes a lot of people up who are on disability, people who are saying, I can't make any money because they'll cut off my benefits. All of that stuff gets tied in together. So you want to be on the up and up with these credits because they are checking, and you don't want to mess around and get somebody's benefits cut off because you were trying to get a dependent credit. So be honest, be truthful. Whoever took care of your children, definitely get those credits. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, okay. As a married couple for this credit, do you have to file together? Now, if you're filing, it's really a stipulation on that. Typically, married filing joint, I have to go play around with that in my software, so I don't want to lie to you. I know for a fact married filing joint, yeah, you can get it. Married filing separate, I'm not 100% on that one because I did read somewhere that they said for this credit it's best to do married filing joint, but there are circumstances that allow separated individuals to receive this credit. So now I haven't played around with it, but there are some stipulations in which that could work. Mainly proving that that child lived with that person, the parent that's claiming the dependent, proving that that child lived with that parent for those 6 months out of the year. So I know that would definitely be one of the factors. But back to what I was saying, you guys, a lot of people were unemployed. So don't think that you're going to get that additional $8,000. It has to make sense. So, first of all, if you know you made $20,000 for the year, and I'm not picking on anybody income because I've been there before too. If you're making $20,000 a year, right? Type in the chat. Do you think that someone making $20,000 a year could qualify for an $8,000 dependent care credit? I want to know what y'all think, and then I'm gonna tell you the answer on that. If you make $20,000 a year, can you get an $8,000 refundable child and dependent care credit? Type in yes or no. What do you think? I want to see where your head is. This is going to tell me who really pays attention to me when I go live. If you make $20,000 a year, right? I have clients that make $12,000 a year. I have clients that make $500,000 a year. If you make $20,000 a year, can you get an $8,000 child and dependent care credit? All right, let's see. Shamara says no, because how you paying all that money in child care alone? That's like saying you only have $4,000 to spend on the cost of living. No, because other money has to be accounted for to pay other bills. That is absolutely right. So there is no way that you made $20,000 a year and you paid $16,000 in child care. So you mean to tell me you lived off of $4,000 for the year? No way. What's gonna happen when you go to little Ray Ray and little Nuck down the street who can do your taxes for $50 and get you all this money back? That's what they're gonna do. And what's gonna happen? Your tax refund will be held. You will not receive your refund. You will be on hold for a minimum of 6 months. They're gonna need to verify all of this information you're providing. Red flag. There is no way you made $20,000 a year and you spent $16,000 in childcare. So you're trying to get a refund of an additional $8,000, but you're not realizing what they're putting on that tax return is that you spent $16,000 in childcare. Nobody is living off of $4,000. First of all, you got to have at least 2 kids to get the $8,000. So basically what you're saying is, I lived off $4,000 to take care of me and my 2 kids. Ain't no way in the world. You got to pay rent. You got to buy food, clothes. No. That is going to mess y'all up. You better stay off TurboTax. Nothing against TurboTax. But this is the tax year. You need to seek a professional. It has to make sense. Now, can somebody making $20,000 a year pay for daycare? Absolutely. Yeah, they might have paid $2,000. They might have paid $3,000. I don't know. It just depends. They could get half of that back. So you made $20,000 and you paid $2,000. So you get $1,000 in refundable credit. Stop being greedy, guys, because that greed is going to mess you guys up. But if you know for a fact you paid child care, please take those credits. Absolutely. Take those credits. If you know you're paying for after school programs because your kids go to after school care because you have to have that care while you work, yes. Now, private school, that is not one of the child and dependent care credits. That's different. It has to be dependent care. It can't be for private school. Like you can't write off your private school tuition. That does not qualify, right? So it has to be dependent care, daycare, after school care, before school care, those types of cares. Or again, if you have a spouse or a family member who has physical or mental disabilities and you're paying for care for that person, then yes, absolutely. But just make sure you have that documentation to prove that that person is fully mentally or physically disabled to be able to claim that. You guys have any questions? Again, I dropped that link. I'm going to drop it again to the IRS website. That way you can read over everything about the child and dependent care credit. So you can have all the information. But that's pretty much the gist of it. I want you guys to share this live. In a nutshell, again, you get 50% of what you paid in. as a refundable credit. Make sure you have your documentation to get that credit, proof of who you paid, what their address is, their EIN number, their social security number, how much you paid per child. You have 3 kids, but only one of them goes to care. You'll want to have, okay, little Kimmy, Kimmy, I paid child care for Kimmy, but I didn't pay child care for my other 2 kids. It has to be specified which child did you pay those child independent care credits for, so that you can have that documentation to receive those credits. Again, I promise you guys, I cannot stress the importance of seeking a professional with these new credits. There are some more additional credits as well that are out, and I'm going to be making some lives about those in the future. Also, too, if it's something you guys have questions about, anytime you see my lives, just type it in the comments, because when I see it in the comments, I'll make a live and I'll talk about it. And this was one of the first topics you guys kept posting about, the $8,000 credit. So I wanted to, and people call it the $8,000 credit, but it's called the Child Independent Care Credit. It's not called the $8,000 credit, but it's called the Child Independent Care Credit. But people a lot of times call it the $8,000 credit because they know that's the maximum amount of that credit you can receive. Okay. Well, I hope I have answered all of your questions. Hey, Paul Bolo. I'm watching you guys on my Instagram as well. But anybody have any questions? Just type in the chat. I'll give you about another minute. If you still have a question, just type in the chat. Oh, I see. You said I asked that question earlier, but erased it. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, you inboxed me your question? All right. Miss Gunn, I got you. I got you. I got you. Anybody else have any questions on my Instagram, YouTube? Anybody got any questions? Guys, please get in my contest today that I posted. I posted that contest. Check out my post earlier. Jessica says, so you don't get the credit if you paid a family member? Yeah, you do. As long as you got that person's social security number and their address and the amount you pay them, and you are not claiming that person as a dependent on your taxes. Yes. Yep. But all of those things have to be in place. Any other questions, guys? Now, don't y'all start inboxing me your questions when y'all could have just posted them right here. What if you don't have an Instagram for your contest? Can you tag 3 people in the post? Sure, I'll let you do that. Yep, that's fine. Just tag 3 people on my last post. My last post was, oh Lord, what was my last post, y'all? I gotta go back and look. Let me see. I don't even remember. Let me see. See if it'll pull up for me here. Because it has to be on the right post. So if you do it on my Facebook and you tag 3 people, it will be the post. You can just do it on the one that says Christmas giveaway if you do it on my Facebook page. If you do it on the Facebook page and tag 3 people, do it on the one that says Christmas giveaway number 2. But on my Instagram, the post is the one that says taxes got you stressed out. Taxes got you stressed out. That's the one you would do on my Instagram. But all you have to do is tag 3 people, like the post, and then come back over there on my post that says Christmas giveaway number 2 and just say done. So when I see that you've done it, then you'll go in my raffle for tomorrow for the giveaway. Mr. Petador, what's up, Mr. Petador? Mr. Petador, you will be so proud of me with my VAs on deck. Yes, we got to chat. We need your office in Mississippi. DM me. Well, let me tell you, Miss Shamira, honey, we work in 48 states. The only states I don't serve is California and New York. But we can work on your taxes in Mississippi. We have an amazing virtual filing option where we can actually file tax returns virtually. I have clients in all across the United States, Illinois, Florida, Texas, Philadelphia. So yeah, you don't have to actually come into our office. If you want to come to our office is in Richmond Hill, Georgia, outside of Savannah. I have an office there, but we do 90% of my clients last year were virtual, probably because of the pandemic. But 90% of my clients did virtual. Oh, and if you guys know I moved my office. I was in Twin City, but now I'm in Richmond Hill. But what I am gonna be doing, I'm gonna come to Twin City still and do taxes on site at a different location in town. So I'll pick like select days that I'll be in town. So I'll still be able to come down and do it in person. I just got to figure out where I'm going to do it at because Twin City is such a small town. So I got to figure out where I can do that at in Twin City that has internet and in town. But I'll be letting you guys know about that. So do the family member have to write something saying you paid them? Yes, because remember that family member has to include their social security number, their address, and the amount that was paid for those services. Yes, and it needs to be a formal letter from them. Thank you, Mr. Petador. I'm trying to get like you. You got on my butt about getting people in place. So I got a team now, Gary. I got a team. I got a team, and we had our meeting the other day. So, yes, I have a nice team this year. Help me learn to PPL the right way. What's the PPL? Help me learn to people. PPL? I don't know what that one means. What's that, Shamara? PPL. Help me learn to PPL the right way. Probably was a typo or something. Hey, Miss Johnson. Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right. Any other question before I sign out? I was about to say, wait, you gonna come to Twin City? Yep, I'm coming to Twin City, girl. I gotta pick a days. I know it'll probably be that first. I know I'll probably do something that first Saturday, that first and second Saturday in February, because usually that's the busiest weekend. But I'll pick out my dates for sure and figure out what day I'll be down there in town. Because I have a lot of older clients that like to do face to face too, so I don't want to make anybody feel abandoned. So I want to still be able to service them. But yeah, I will be in Twin City. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just got to figure out where, but I will be there. I'll figure that out within the next 2 weeks. Okay. Any other questions? Guys, just make sure again, those of you who didn't see my live before, make sure you're checking your mail for those Form 6419s that tell how much you received in child tax credit payments. Make sure you're checking the mail for the letter that you will be receiving that tells how much of that $1,400 stimulus you received, because you're going to need to have both of those letters when you file your taxes, because you're gonna want to make sure that information is correct. I did a live about that a while back, so you want to go back and check that live as well. I don't want anybody's tax refund being held up if it can not be held up, so I like to make sure you know everything in advance. And having those two letters, the 6419 and the letter, I forgot the letter that tells how much you received in stimulus money. You want to have those two things so we can make sure that those numbers are accurate when you're inputting that, or when we're inputting that information. Because if they're off by even $1, your refund will be held for a minimum of 6 months. And we don't want that. So we don't want you getting your tax refund when school starts back next year. Kids might have some fresh school clothes, but we don't want you waiting 6 to 8 months to get your tax refund. Yeah, Miss Trevette, you can go back and replay. I'm gonna leave this video up, so it's gonna be posted here and also on my YouTube channel as well. So you can go back and just look at it again. If you guys are not following me on YouTube, let me go on and just drop my YouTube link in the chat. Um, I'm gonna start doing some YouTube stuff over there. Right now it's pretty new. So I need y'all to go to my YouTube and follow me. I only have 34 subscribers, so I need some more. So please go to my YouTube. I should do a giveaway with that some kind of way. I gotta think of something. But yes, if you haven't entered my contest, again, go look at my post and win $50. And tomorrow I'm giving away $100. I just got to figure out what I want y'all to do for that 100. So make sure you stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. All right. And I will announce the winner of the $50 contest tomorrow, probably sometime in the middle of the day. I'll announce who the winner of the contest was. I would have announced it earlier today, but yesterday, me and my boyfriend were moving some office furniture into my office, and I got a muscle strain in my lower back. So I went to the doctor today. I could barely walk earlier today, y'all. It was not pretty. You hear me? Not pretty. Trying to lift a storage cabinet. And he told me to wait, but me being a Scorpio and hard-headed as I am, I said, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. We can lift it. I know it's 200 pounds, but we can do it together. And as soon as I started lifting, I felt a sharp pain in my lower back. Woo! Yeah, so today I had to get 2 shots. 2 shots and some medicine. So I'm going to go lay it down in a little bit. I might be late, but how did you receive the $1,400 stimulus? Is that old? That was the third stimulus, that third stimulus check where they gave everyone $1,400 for you and then $1,400 per child. You would get a letter in the mail from the IRS, and it's going to say we paid you a total of $5,200 or $1,400. That's the letter I'm talking about. And I also encourage you, if you haven't seen my live about that child tax credit, go back. I did it last week, I think it was. Go back and look at that live, because if you have children to claim, you're going to want to look at that, because I talk about that too, and who claimed the child and who should claim the child this year, and who, if they claimed it last year, should the person claim them again this year, or should somebody else claim? So all of that is on that video. So this video tonight is about the child independent credit. But go back and look at that old video on my live if you haven't seen it yet. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off here. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. And get in the contest. I want to give away this $50. $50 tomorrow. Trisha Breeze won today. So let's see who our winner of the $50 is going to be tomorrow. Again, it's so simple. All you do is go to I Am Tiffany Murphy, like my last post, and tag 3 people. Then go back to my Facebook page and type done. That's it. Super easy. Okay, so I'm gonna be, but make sure you type done under that poster that says Christmas giveaway number 2. That's where you're gonna type done. So make sure you put it in the right place. Because a lot of y'all don't like to read and follow directions. This is some easy money to win. Yesterday, Trisha was the only person that followed directions, and she won. So it's super, super easy. So yeah, that's all you need to do. All right, y'all. I've been talking long enough. I'm rambling. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. And we will talk to you later. Bye-bye, guys.